and online now. Okay, we are live. Let's wait people to stop dropping by and being active. I don't know like how many people are gonna be watching us or how many people like are present. But yeah, we can see on the chat here like if there's any like signs of life from the community in the chat, so we can get like properly started with this first exclusive Icons Clash gameplay event and an extra AMA giveaway. Everything in one event today that we are hosting. Um, yeah, let's wait here like for people to be active because we don't wanna be speaking ourselves here between each other. Yeah, Trust Pars is here. I know the first one always. Like Trust Pars always here. Um, so yeah, let's get the community here. Like let's spam this everywhere so we can get like people starting and people join. And yeah, let me see. Actually, on can I just like there's a notification. No more beard. Yeah, everyone's gonna be noticing that. Yeah, yeah, I killed the beard.
No beard.
No beard. Yes. I'm gonna let it grow again. It was too messy actually, and I didn't take proper care of the beard. So for the time being, the beard, like is
You didn't tell me though, otherwise I would have shaved too.
okay. Now that one beardless is already like weird enough. Like it be too much like for
I don't
one
want
stream.
people to think we're all youngins.
Yeah, like we need to show like we have some experience here. Like I don't want like people to believe that like a bunch of college kids are making the game. So I look more young. Yeah, I look like 17, pretty much. That's what my wife said. I look 17. So yeah, yeah. She feels bad. Like she's married to some
She,
underage dude.
does
So
she does she prefer the beard?
she prefers a beard. So oops. So yeah. So kind of like I just like say like okay, I'm gonna like grow something decent and actually take care this time. So oh well. Uh, but yeah, actually like a change of look actually can be nice sometimes. So oh well. But I like it. Oh, I like both. I probably prefer the beard though. It looks a little more mature. I don't want to be look like a kid. Too old for that. Yeah, people should be joining. I don't know where everyone is. Oops, I forgot that I'm the one controlling that. Yeah, let me see here. Happy wife, happy life. for sure, definitely. Wait, no, it's not frozen. I thought it was frozen. Um, yeah, kind of like trying to keep like kind of let's say happy family, happy everything here. Hello, everyone starting to join here. Like first time chat, like some new viewers and join, which is pretty awesome. How many people we have on the stream right now? So we can get started like in the next couple of minutes. Actually, we're gonna like say hi, introduce ourselves. Say hi, introduce ourselves. Start with some questions about like Icons of Theia generally, and then Kalsub and Nico are gonna play a game of Icons Clash, and they're gonna be commenting the game, and then we can proceed with some more questions about Icons Clash and some more details, and then kind of take it from there and do some like some 10k Florence giveaway. So the ones who didn't have the chance like to get this skin are gonna be eligible to receive like to claim the skin. So yeah, then kind of like how this stream is gonna work, but we really hope that we give everyone like a first chance, to look how Icons Clash is currently looking like. It's just our pre-alpha version, so we admit this is not like how the final game is gonna be looking like by any means. It's just a very core, very basic gameplay here that we're gonna be showing to you at least, to start giving everyone like a feeling of how the game is gonna be eventually be looking like. But over the next weeks, months, we're gonna be adding a bunch of like new cool mechanics and everything else. Yeah, how many people are actually currently on the link on the chat on the stream?
It's like 27, 28.
27. It's pretty cool. So we can get started then, and more people are gonna be joining over time. I sent some notifications on on Discord. Yeah. Yeah, let's send them notifications on Discord on the individual like language groups like I think Indonesia, India, like Filipino, the big three that we have on Discord. I think to have everyone joining, but I think we can get started right away. So, hello, welcome everyone to the first Icons Clash gameplay event. It's our pleasure to being able to. I think you guys had the chance this week already to see a little bit about the gameplay of Icons Clash, but now we're gonna be explaining more, introducing the core elements of the play, and we're gonna have the pleasure to show you guys for the very first time some live gameplay happening. My name is Guy, as you know probably way too well at this point. I think you're tired of seeing my face. That may be the reason I shave my beard, so at least you guys have the impression that there's someone different here for once. But it's my pleasure to be your host for the day, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, Nico. Nico, can say hi.
Hey everybody, it's me again. Hope everyone's doing well. Excited to play some Icons of Clash today with our last member here today, who is Couchstub.
Yes, Calstup is joining us for the very first time here on the stream. It's our pleasure to have Calstup. And yeah, Calstup, feel free to say hi and introduce yourself to our community.
Yeah, you may have seen me lurk a little bit in Discord, but my name's Calstup. I am the tech guy on the team, so doing a lot of the development, coding, product, etc. My background is sort of in software development, but I've always been a huge strategy gamer my whole life. And similar to Nico and Guy, love playing strategy games with friends, playing competitively, etc. So really excited to show you, what we have so far with Clash today. I'm going to go over some of the rules and we're going to have a fun game with Nico. But yeah, excited to be here.
Thanks, Calstup, for joining us. Yeah, actually, Calstup is actually probably the one that is the best from us all in strategy games. He's actually played a lot of Legends of Runeterra, and you're a master ranking there, right, KG?
Yeah, I've hit master a couple times. I was just telling Guy, actually, it's a lot easier than the game I played the most was Hearthstone back in the day. It's a lot easier than Hearthstone because Hearthstone has too much RNG for me, so it's harder to climb. But Runeterra has a lot less RNG, so much easier.
It's more like you want to say it's much more skill, so I can show how good I am and I climb there, right?
It's true. I mean, it is. It's like your skill just shows out a lot more in that game. So I like both. They're both fun games.
No, amazing, and that's what we want to build here as well with Icons Clash, a fun, enjoyable strategy game. So couldn't be happier to show more to you all. Yes, I look young and fresh. Thank you very much for the comment. That was the intention here. My wife in the background laughing when she heard that comment. Thank you very much for the nice comment.
You look great, Guy.
Thank you. I look like I'm back in in senior year at high school. It gives me mixed feelings, to be honest. I don't particularly miss school. But it's nice to be at least be able to give you a alternate Gi version. Maybe I need to sell me as an NFT, the whole versions of Gi, and mine 10,000 NFTs of myself. That's great. Thanks KG for the intro. So I think before we proceed with Icons Clash, we want to dedicate 5-10 minutes for some general questions everyone might have about Icons Clash, Icons of Theia, everything we have planned for the future. So continue getting younger. I'm you watched that movie, the Benjamin Button movie, with Brad Pitt, some years ago. Yeah, that's where the inspiration is coming from. So one day, it's gonna go to next screen. It's gonna be a baby face, 5-year-old looking, But take some time, on the chat here, ask some general questions you might have about IoT. And then we can proceed, playing the game. Calstup's gonna be explaining the whole rule, explaining everything, and can take from there. But everyone, if you have any questions, please feel free to
bring on the questions.
Bring on the questions, yeah. Bring on the questions, and then we can take it from there. And before we give you a glance at the game itself. But I know that a lot of people had questions regarding Icons of Clash, IoT, other detailed information, use your chance, anything you want to ask. And now we have our CTO here, so I think that's a perfect opportunity to bombard us with more technical questions if you want, because Kaustop here is a guy to answer such complicated questions, which are like I always told you guys like this question, yeah, like I can give like an overview, but if you want a more detailed answer, like Kaustop probably can explain better. So now like is literally your golden chance to get this answer. So yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and then we can proceed with showing you guys a little bit more Icons Clash.
Yeah, happy to answer any technical questions too. If any of y'all are technical minded or just curious.
Oh yes, first question there from Kemsey. Hey Kemsey, by the way. Can we already use skins in Icons Clash?
So I can take this one. You will be able to eventually. That's on the roadmap. We might not have that available right away, but that's the whole point of the skins. Is definitely to be able to show them off, etc. Obviously, it takes our team time to build all those things into the game, etc. So you will be eventually, yes.
Yeah, eventually, definitely want to show we're very proud of the skins, and that's why we want you to feel as proud as well. And the best way to do so is be able to flex them in the game. So it's on the maps. Serap's question: I want to know the closest inspiration for this mini game.
I think it's a bunch of things. I mean, Guy, you can chime in what you think, but I feel like there's a ton of different genres it's pulling from. We actually asked that question a lot when we're testing. Like, what games do you think it's very similar to? I would say there's a mix of a little bit of card games in there. There's a mix of tactical strategy games. There's a mix of other simple like mini games in other games. But I've even heard some people say it's similar to like a deck building game or a team builder game. So there's a little mix of genres there, but definitely very strategy heavy. It's a turn-based strategy game.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree on that. Like, there's some auto battler elements as well. There's some turn-based strategy elements here. Like, it's a mix of different game types here. And at the end of the day, we want to provide you a unique game experience. Like, it's not we want to just copy what is out there. We want to be able to show something that might resemble certain other game titles, while adding our individual touch. Your own touch to give life and feeling to the Theia universe. And that's how our strategy game is gonna be. There might be some inspiration from other games. You guys might know that Icons of Theia is inspired by the MOBAs, by Final Fantasy Tactics, by chess, but they are actually not like either of these games. They're the individual games themselves, just resembling taking some of the good parts from successful games, but adding our own rules, our own mechanics, in order to make our very own individual our own identity, which is one of our biggest goals here. Another question here: if you have the skin, can we still play the game for free? So technically, you can play the game for free. Icons Slash is included. It's just that we're gonna be unlocking the game in different stages. Once we have the game unlocked to users generally, we're gonna prioritize on having the game released for Genesis icon holders. So icons here is different than the skins, as you might know. There are two different types of NFTs. So having only the skin technically doesn't enable you to play the game at the very early stage, but it only enables you to play once the game is fully released to all users. If you want to be along the first, to be able to play the game publicly, you need to hold Genesis icon NFTs, and you can get those on our store, on our OpenSea store there, which someone probably can share the link there as well. Yes, I see Rio de Platanius joined the chat here. Shout out to you don't get this. Okay, quit question merch. I kind of get this one. So yes, let's keep going here. Same question: how many skins you need to be able to play? Technically zero. You don't need any skin to play the game. It's skin just like in a mobile. It's an extra to add more immersion, to complement your experience, but to change your character appearance, to flex your unique appearances, but they're by no means required to play the game. Yes, I probably should jump right questions. I think that's unless you want to reply,
I can answer that.
answer that. Radio Platonius here, like
it doesn't matter.
It's a new community member after all. First time chat here from viewers. A new community member, Mr. Radio Platonius. Welcome to our community.
Yeah, welcome to the stream. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's the answer.
Doesn't
Either
matter.
one's fine.
Either one is fine. Either one is fine in the sense that, like, you know, but what? No, which one is like you prefer, Kostop?
I have no preference. I'm okay with either. I have a feeling I know the preference that Radel Platinos has, but you know, may or may not be angry at me every time I merge instead of squash, but you know, that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. Will the team eventually work together with other studios to release other gens of games that reuse the IoT heroes? That's actually a pretty good question. Yeah, thanks for the question.
I think we're definitely open to that. Yeah, I mean, one of the beauties of blockchain is that it is decentralized, right? It's not. We don't own these assets, and anyone can, you know, create a game that's using our smart contract that's in the public blockchain. And I think I would definitely be open to, you know, working with others in the future, and I think that would be great. Yeah, I don't know, Guy, if you have anything to add here. I think it's a cool idea.
No, it's a great idea. I think I would just add on that, you know, I'll be up to work, like, you know, with like other studios that share our core values as a company. You know, we have our own core values that we want to make like fun games, we want to make competitive, enjoyable games, accessible games. Like personally, I wouldn't be up to work with, like, you know, with companies that place, like, you know, a very expensive price tag to be able to access their games. Like, you know, we have a lot of other projects that, like, you know, they initially, like, you know, literally $1,000 to be able to play their games. I wouldn't be honestly like comfortable. I prefer to working with people that share our core values here, share, like, you know, why we are in this space right now, like why we are doing this, you know. So if we can find, like, you know, the ones that you know, believe in, like, you know, in our values and then share them, and then I think that'll be definitely super interesting. I know there are some games out there that share our core values, especially accessibility and the fun aspect. So yeah, that's therefore, like, you know, I think we'd be extremely, like, you know, eager, you know, like it would be fun, like, working with other games, with other projects, and yeah, like he literally shaved for the Clash River event. Actually, wasn't intentional. I didn't think about that actually, but yeah. Okay.
I'll just add one more thing onto that. Like, you know, part of our long-term vision is to very much be able to open up our platform and our you know, our heroes, etc., to the whole community. So we definitely want this to be not just, you know, our thing and that you guys are just playing it. We want everyone to be able to also create and influence it and feel ownership of it, and that's part of the beauty of
it. Change it tab, it kills everything.
So
yeah, no, definitely. I think that's one of our goals here. Feel everyone, like, feel part of the community. No, definitely. No, excellent question, by the way. So Nikens with another follow-up question. Will you have a staking system, things like that for fanboys like me who have 3 of the same icons, even if they need only one to play? We can share that, like, question, like, but basically we're not gonna have staking for NFTs. At least that's the current plan. We will have, however, like, as our star or master system in which you can burn, like, duplicate NFTs, collect shards of that icon. For example, you have like 3 tomos, you burn 2 of them, you get like tomo shards, and then you can, like, you know, add the shards to your main NFT, let's say, and then you can unlock, like, you know, further, like, the star levels in which you can unlock some pretty cool stuff, which can include, like, you know, exclusive rare skins, other cosmetic stuff, and other utilities in the game. But basically, like, you know, we prefer, like, not enabling, like, staking for NFTs and keeping that to the governance token specifically. Yeah, cost of Nico, if there's anything you'd like to add about that on?
No, I think that covered it pretty well. The cool thing about icons as an asset is that they're not just a stagnant asset. They have progression. They grow over time. They get a history. They gain mastery. They gain experience. They are like a living, breathing thing. And so the more stuff that you add on to each of your icons, the more sort of attachment you get, and obviously also the more value they like are added into. They have like different history and titles and experience um, associated with them. So you can really think of them as like your own characters that you're um, progressing and moving in the way that you want. And we really want to like unlock that where you feel like an attachment to these characters. You feel like they a similar way that like when you are playing a game like any like game where you're progressing your characters, you
Yeah.
feel a sense of achievement as they get like
Yeah.
as they grow and as they become stronger and different and etc. So.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent answer, Gustav. Couldn't have added better myself here. Yeah, thanks. Um, yes, I think we can get like a couple more questions and then we can like proceed with the game itself, the big event of the day. So make sure to invite everyone so they can have a chance to see the game first handed. And reminder that we're giving away some 10k Florence skins. We're gonna kind of whitelisting some wallets here, so you can claim the 10k skin if for whatever reason if you forgot to add your wallet or if you joined the server a little later, you can kind of be able to claim your skin later. But let's get to two more questions so people 1-2 minutes more questions, and we can kind of continue. So what are those add-ons? Purely cosmetic stuff. We're not 100% still but it's mainly gonna be a lot of cosmetic stuff involved. There's gonna be some utility there as well. That's what our ideas are. But
Yeah, I think it's going to be very dependent on what we learn from y'all, and we're going to be working with the community and what they're interested in. We're also going to be, testing out a lot of stuff. That's kind of the fun part of it, is that we can try different things and learn and see what people like and what people don't like. So, I think it's too early to say exactly what it will be for now, but we have a lot of great ideas.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you very much. So let's say one final question, 15 seconds to send any other questions, and then we're gonna take it from there. I'm glad that you like Nick Kensey. Yeah, exactly. Imagine a tournament of an icon who already has history, or imagine an icon that is the first world champion. Is part of the first world champion. Imagine how valuable that icon's gonna be. Imagine if you hold that icon for some other reason. I like to say in League of Legends there's Faker, for example, which is the best player all the time. Imagine if you can have the icon that Faker used when winning a world championship, for example. That would be pretty awesome, right? Okay, final question here from an Extreme Boy. Then the more icons you burn, the more shards you collect, and it can earn more a token. So the first part, the more icons you burn, technically yes, if you burn more icons, the more shards you collect. But I think you mean if you can affect earnings. It's not our intention, however, to affect earnings. I think that we have a different mechanic for that, which will be with our sigils, that you can create the sigils and then incorporate embeds, which these then affect your earnings and capabilities. I think that's a little different than the kind of than the sharding mechanics that we have. Also, we can also add some more.
Yeah, exactly. No, that you hit on the shards are kind of for the icon mastery part. The earning is a different mechanic.
Yeah, precisely. And final question then, how long will a game take? I think we're going to keep relatively short, between 10 to 15 minutes for Icons of Theia. The main let's say the principal game 10 to 15 minutes. Icons Clash, in the meantime, I think we are aiming about 5 minutes, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think we actually have been doing some tests this week, and it's a little hard to say because you have to also teach people how to play. So once people learn how to play, I feel like it'll take between probably around 5 minutes. I think that's probably accurate.
Yeah. What happened to the beard? Yes, I didn't recognize Git here for a moment. Yes. Okay, next time I need to keep tricking you guys. Next time you're gonna stream with the beard again and reverse. Maybe I need to dye my hair as well. Let's keep bringing multiple versions of Gi here to the stream. Any plans for esports scene? Okay, I'm gonna take this one because I really like this one because I'm a esports addict, and consider we work in the space for some time, so definitely we want some like an esport active esports scene. I think that's our game enables that a fair, enjoyable experience. I think enables good to create an esports scene and having tournaments is either in the form of the guild the faction wars with the guilds competing together against other guilds, and also individual tournaments when you play as a individual player. We definitely is a big focus of ours. Yes, thanks everyone for this for first initial questions. I gonna leave the stage here for Kaustov to. We can start right now, soon with showing a little bit more about Icons Clash. And Kaustov, now if you wanna go through the rules very quick, just to give an overview of how the game is currently looking like, and then we
Yep.
can kind of take it from there and start showing Icons Clash.
Sure. Let me restart this here. I'll actually show the main screen so that it's a little easier to understand what I'm walking through. Give me a second. But the idea, I think the core thing with Icons Clash to know is that you can maybe player 2, by the way.
Yeah, I'm already logged in on player 1. Don't worry.
Cool. The key thing to know about with Icons Clash is that it is a turn-based, strategy game. And so here's the first screen you'll see when you enter the game. And so the object of the game is to get your opponent's health down to 0 before they get your health down to 0.
Yeah, and health
And so-
is here. Can you see my
Oh, you're
mouse?
drawing on there.
I think. No, I can't see my mouse. Because it's your screen. Oops.
Yeah, I can. I'll
Yeah, you
I'll,
can do that.
single out. So the health is this red number over here. That's my health. This is going to be Nico's health over here. And then this blue number is our mana. So that's my mana. That's Nico's mana. And the game is actually played in 4 different phases. So the first phase is called Icon Selection. And this is basically where you're going to draft your team of icons. You're going to select which ones you want to play. And you get to select 3 icons at a time. As you can see, there's 3 spots. So these are the icons down here. A little overview of what the icons, the stats are. So the red number here is the icon's attack, how much damage they do. The blue number is the amount of mana they gain. And this number down here in the brown is the defense that they have. So you can basically think about it, the way you do damage to your enemy is by dealing damage with this red number. And then if you have defense, you're basically blocking a certain amount of damage based on that number. So the first phase that you'll go through is icon selection, where you choose 3 icons. The second phase is called saving throw. And that phase, you basically get to make 1 strategic adjustment. So you get to either swap an icon or change one of your icons, or basically make 1 adjustment to your current lineup. The third phase is the abilities phase. And so each icon will have a different ability, and you can activate that ability for some special effects. So some examples, Tomo can enchant her attack, which will deal 2 extra damage. Selena can enchant her defense, which will defend 2 extra. Jacko can actually steal 2 mana from the enemy. And Florence will heal your tower, so you add 1 HP to your health. And so there's different abilities, basically, that each icon can have. And abilities cost mana. So all the abilities right now cost 3 mana, except for Jacko, which costs 1 mana. So after you use your abilities, then the resolution phase happens. And that essentially says, hey, how much damage did I do? How much damage did Nico do? Well, how did the abilities affect combat? And then you'll see our health and mana decrease. The last thing to note is that this little sword icon in the top is called Initiative. The Initiative is basically whose icons attack first. And so right now, Nico has Initiative. So in the resolution phase, Nico's first icon, the one that's in this first slot over here, will be the first one to attack. And then it'll be my first, and then his second, my second, his third, my third. And every turn, the initiative flips. So next turn, my first icon will attack first, and then his first icon will attack, etc. So initiative is something to keep track of because it depends. Based on initiative, you might want to order your icon slightly different.
A very fun fact, like, it's also the first time I see the game being played this way. This for me, like, it's always also new. Actually, I also didn't know that you had this radical stuff. Like, I know that we have been discussing that some days ago. I didn't know it was ready already. So actually, pretty.
That is,
I was even asked what is this sword symbol there at the top? Like, I was even asking myself, what is that?
that is a special that I actually added today. So
Oh, like that's
Last
like
minute.
that's our like our CTO here. Like I delivering like everything like 2 days after we discussed it. This is awesome. No, I'm excited
Yeah.
actually to see how the game
Did we
actually.
talk about that like yes or 2 days ago?
2 days
Right?
ago
Yeah.
we spoke about that, right? I like that like we're discussing about like adding the positioning, right? So
This is the positioning is Guy's idea, by the way. So.
yeah, no, I just like we were considering like some other mechanics, and this one was one that popped up. So I'm very happy to see actually in place. Zutra's, yeah, no, there's definitely not the final version. Like this is a pre-alpha version. UI very simple, everything very kind of like basic still, very like some core like kind of like lacking some of the core mechanics. A lot of core graphics lacking. So just like to give you guys a first overview of how it works, and we can get started right to the game already. I'm gonna shot call here. So also like making a movement here, putting Tomo, Aquila, and Burbo in the 1, 2, 3, and we have like Nico replying with a Misho, Aquila, and Burbo composition. So we have like a mirror of matchup here with like 2 Aquilas and 2 Burbos, but we have a Misho with like a more defensive item instead of the more aggressive Aquila, Tomo. Tomo obviously being more aggressive, but it's stopped already by the more defensive Selena as well. So also like putting a little more defensive here, like right starting with defense. Player 1, if correct, is you or Nico?
Player 1's Nico.
So Nico is 1. So Misho here is gonna be the one doing the first movement. So that's why like as you can see, Misho he generates 1 mana and has 1 defense. We're actually gonna have a better graphic for defense there. It's still not ready.
Yeah.
And Selena she has 1 defense basically. And Aquila, for example, she has 1 mana generation and 1 attack, 0 defense. Burbo, very offensive character with 2 attacks. And the turn ended here with like kind of both players taking 2 damage, but Nico with the extra Misho earning 1 extra mana. As you can see, Misho had like extra mana, and he can earn extra mana during that turn. So remind that now you can use every ability. You can see Tomo's ability there. Can you scroll up on Tomo again, like to see the ability? Yep. Yeah, so enchant attack, like Tomo enchants her bow dealing 2 extra damage. So if you like, if you want to do extra damage to your enemy, you select the ability, you consume 3 mana, and you do 2 extra damage. Like Burbo, for example, can you scroll over Mr. Burbo as well?
Yeah.
I think
so Beerball is special in that he doesn't have a specific ability, but he has an extra attack.
So pretty much as you can see here, Calso going for more damage. So 4 damage total as 2 from Nico, but Nico clearly a little more like balanced with 1 defense and 2 mana generation, but Calso very aggressive with 4 attack across the 3 icons and 0 defense. So Calso wants to potentially try to give like a lot of damage to Nico right now. So Nico has a choice now. Either try to see if Calso is gonna like push the ability on Tomo and try to do a lot of attack, and thus trying to swap one of the icons and do a little more defensive here, or he tries like I don't know, or he tries to also counter Calso, or he feels like he still has 8 HP, so it's counterable for him. So we're now in the ability phase, right? So the icons didn't change, so now they need to select the abilities, and Calso is gonna put the ability on Tomo. So that means like it's 6 damage here being done on Nico. And as you can see, Nico 6 minus 1 from the defense from Mitchell went back to 3. Calso has 4. So actually these guys are very aggressive. Like instead of defending, like they're just like smashing damage to each other,
Yeah. I need to play a little bit more defensive.
But the difference now is that Calso has 2 mana only. That means that he can use an ability this turn. So that's very important. So Nico has the luxury of using 1 ability. So Nico with 4 mana can use one ability, as you can see here. Kalsop trying to put a Jacko, because the Jacko steals mana with his ability that only costs 1 mana. So the only ability he can use right now is Jacko's mana steal. As you can read there, Jacko steals 2 mana from the enemy. So his hope is that Nico has enough mana that he can steal, but he believes that Nico actually is going to use an ability. So he's baiting Nico to kind of to be afraid of his mana, but he's going to swap him for Michel instead. Add a little more defense here. So not too much attack, but more defense, because he's probably concerned that the Burble here can do a lot of damage to him, and they only have he only has 4 HP only, so he's going a little more defensive. And Nico, with the advantage of the ability, can do a lot of damage to Kalstop. The animation was designed that way, or looks 25 FPS. Wait, what happened here? So what happens is that Nico didn't take any damage. Kalstop took 1 damage out of after the resolution of the turn. So the players are very tight, as you can see. Both 3 HP, Nico with a little bit more mana, but now they need to try to see how each other is gonna play the game, until before the end. So are they gonna go full damage and try and just mutually destroy each other, or one is gonna be more balanced? As you can see here, Nico very aggressive with 4 damage composition. Kalsop a little more on the wrestler side with the Jacko, but now he's gonna put the very defensive Selena, and he might use the defensive Selena ability to avoid taking that much damage. But as you can see, Nico is still on the full damage mode. So I would definitely recommend, yes, Kalsop to do exactly that, to deny 2 damage from Nico. And as you can see, it's a tie. It's a tie. Both players killed each other at the same time. So this is a tie here. So no one won the game. So in the case this happens, it's gonna be a draw. So this game was a draw. So
I actually wasn't even. I wasn't even. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I forgot that. Yeah, Nico made a really good play with the Tomo in the first place.
Yeah.
So then I needed to defend early.
Yes, and then exactly. So what happened last turn, I think a little and we want to add a better resolution screen so you can understand what's happening. I think this resolution screen that we have right now is not good enough, to be honest. So basically, Nico had Tomo in the first position there. So that means that Tomo does a lot of damage regardless of the Selena there. So for Kalsop should have placed Selena on the first position.
Yeah.
So Selena could negate the damage from Tomo.
Yeah.
So that means when Tomo did the damage, Selena wasn't in place to defend the damage, to build the armor to defend from Tomo's damage. So Nico's Tomo attacked first and did the damage unopposed to Kalstop's. And then when it was Kalstop's, Selena's turn was sort of useless because the damage was done already, let's say. So it was a draw, this one. We can go one more game, I think, and then I think we can take a little more, explain exactly the movements here, the positioning here. But
Sure.
Yeah, that was the first game of Icons Flash publicly and end up in a beautiful draw. So yes, we're gonna have Rain, more stats showing, more understanding. I think the UI needs some work still to be done. Again, this is a pre-alpha version. This is a is very not how we want to show this game to you guys. Mini armor only defense, not only defense on the same lane. It's kind of build armor for the turn. But let's say if Tomo attacked before Selena was active, that means there was no armor. Let's say no defense on Kalsop's side. So the damage was done without Selena being active. If Selena was there first, should have built the defense before Tomo was made her move. That means that Tomo's damage would have been negated by the already active Selena's defense. So that's what happened here in this game, and was a good play from Nico from putting Tomo in the first position. And yeah, Kalstop, if you want a little more defense, you should have placed the Selena in the first position. The people are asking one more game.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting the game set up.
Yeah, we need to set up manually here, it's still internal testing here. But yes, I hope that the resolution of skill card exactly depends on the position there, right? So if you believe your opponent like is going to do a lot of damage on you that turn, definitely recommend playing defensive characters first, so you can build a defense before the opponent icons have the chance to do a lot of damage to you. That's like the strategy here. And actually, for me, actually pretty cool to see that. For the first time I saw this actually myself, I was thinking about that. Actually, I didn't think about that at the time. So we have a new a new ID there that the guys have been checking string 2, and we're gonna go for it. The position also depends on who goes first. Yeah, it's like every turn one player goes first. So one turn Skalsov, other turn is Nico, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the resolution. So the player who has the first play has 1, 3, and 5, and then the other player has 2, 4, and 6 regard the resolution. But yeah, hey Daddy
Yeah.
Future Gaming. Yeah, it's being recorded Transpire, so we're gonna be posting this on YouTube actually, so everyone can get very good overview of how everything is working and can get a better explanation of the game later on. So you can easily slowly check the gameplay. Don't need to kind of understand everything now. Just check the logic behind it, and yeah, let's get to another game then. So player number 1 is Nico again.
Yep.
So it's Nico's player number 1, Cal's player number 2. So you see the sword. So Nico's icons is gonna be the first resolute. So Kalsov is playing an Aquila. That means that for his team, Aquila is gonna be the first one during the move. So he's going for a lot of the mana building this turn with the 2 main mana builder icons, Aquila and Michel, and some verbal damage at the end. So that means if Nico puts some defense before that, can negate a lot of verbal damage. And Michel has 1 armor as well on top of that. So yeah, that's how it is then. So let's wait for Nico to make his move. We're gonna have a clock setting as well, so people can just take 1 million years to make their move. But basically right now that's how it look like. Yeah.
Calista, I think it's actually you.
Okay. I think I might need to. Maybe I need to relog in. Hold on.
I'll do it.
Rain, the digit in the bottom right is the defense. So we're gonna have actually a nice animation as well, for a nice a UI graphic for the defense, just like how attack and mana right now, but it's not really ready yet. So right now we just put a placeholder there, but that one in the bottom right is meant to be the defense.
Yeah, I would say all the UIs, we're still working on it.
It's frozen screen.
I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of good UX UI improvements that we can do right now. The reason I think my computer is very sad.
It's very heavy. I was crashing. Yeah,
I'm running some stuff in the background. I should probably turn. Yeah, the UX, one of the things we want to do is make sure that our gameplay loop is really tested, and also that our icons are balanced, and then we can really put the polishing just on UX. So this is the UX and UI is definitely going to get a lot better.
Yeah, we have actually some pretty cool stuff from Fino already that we're going to be implementing next week. So can't wait to show it to you guys. And hopefully by the next time we have a stream, we're gonna have a lot of cool UX changes. So as you can see here, right away, Nico with a very good play here. Why? Because putting the Jack in the first position. That means that Kalsov has 3 mana. He's gonna steal 2 mana from Kalsov, this Jacko there. So this Jacko there at the start, being the first position, is gonna steal 2 mana from Kalsov. So I was thinking actually having Jack at the start actually can be a pretty good move because he can steal mana no matter what. Interesting. But he's gonna steal 2 mana. Achilles is gonna generate 1 mana and plus 1 damage. Actually, Nico is going very heavily for the mana generation here. Very heavy for the mana generation, so Nico's gonna get a lot of mana after this turn. And Kalstop is gonna do a lot of damage. As you can see here, so Nico took a lot of damage as expected because of the Aquila and the Burble, but he generated a lot of mana. Kalstop lost mana because Nico stole 2 mana of him. He got +1 later, so from 3 to 2. Nico had 3, stole 2 with Jacko, going to 5, and use 1 mana to use Jacko's abilities, so 5/4, and generate one of Aquila and Michel each, going to 6. So Nico can use 2 abilities now, and Kalsop can use technically only Jacko's, but now Kalsop has the first move with the Jacko, so he can steal the 2 mana back from Nico. And at the same time,
Jacko meta.
Sorry, Jacko meta, yes. Jacko might be a little too strong right now. We need to probably balance this better. But it's Jacko meta, right?
So one thing, we've been already doing some play tests with the community, and that's something we identified right away is that Jacko seems very strong.
Jacko meta, nerfs incoming. Actually, a great like like a note from Callstop. So we actually had a few hours ago our first play test internal with the community. We invited 4 community members to help testing out Icons Clash and give their feedback. We are planning to keep this test going over the next weeks. We're gonna, for the next test version, test section, we're gonna share more details on Discord in the next weeks. So if you're interested, you can apply and you can potentially be chosen to participate in one of our internal like pre-alpha test versions. So big shout out to the community members who joined today. Who joined today actually? Cause I wasn't there, I was sleeping. Was Dynasty? Was
Dynasty? Who else? I have the notes here.
Yep.
It was Dynasty, it was Miguel, and it was where's Dusty? This other person.
But I don't really know.
It was Ian. It was
Ian.
One of our mods.
One of our mods. Yeah, one of our council members. So big shout out to you for joining, and I hope you have fun today. But yeah, everyone if you want to participate, you just apply. We're gonna send a new form and new applications for new tests events later on. Moving to the game, as you can see here, before you continue, let me try to make the shot calling here. So Jack is gonna try to steal the mana. Kalsop is gonna reply. Nico's gonna reply with some damage from the Aquila and some defense. Then right after from Selena, he's gonna use the ability obviously, so he can actually steal the mana. And then Nico's gonna do some damage plus mana building with Aquila. Kalsop is gonna reply with more damage coming from Burble, so it's gonna be some damage on Nico here. But Kalsop, as you can see, took a lot of damage this turn because it looks like Nico used an ability on Tomo probably. So Tomo did a lot of damage there, 3 damage instead of 1. Don't worry, we're gonna have more, you're gonna be able to see exactly what every player did, which abilities, the resolution. Actually, we had a pretty good, no spoilers. We're gonna share more about that later on.
Have a very cool battle animation screen.
You wanna show them there after?
We can maybe show a screenshot. But
can we show?
No, we're still working on the art. Yeah.
I don't know, if people want to see that actually. I don't see any excitement on the chat. If people want to see, we might show. But if people don't see interested, we're not gonna show. So, let's see. So here we have Kalsop with 1 extra mana, so be able to show the ability, to use the ability. Sorry. We're gonna see Nico with the Michel, so with the defense right away. Can you say what is the current ability from Aquila? I kind of forgot. What does Aquila currently do?
Aquila, Birbal, and Michelle do not have abilities. They all each have an extra stat. So Aquila and Michelle both generate mana along with having defense and attack respectively. And then who's the one? And Birbal has 2 attack. So
gotcha.
I think the final version, all the characters will have abilities. Right now, we're working through the balance of what that should be. So
we have some proposals internally about some cool abilities actually to use add new mechanics some you block your opponent from using a certain icon the next turn, healing mechanics. I think we have it with the flowers already, but we have another cool mechanics here that we can actually show to you guys later. Yes.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
No, I was just gonna say Guy has been one of the best ideas person for new abilities, etc. So we have lots of really great ideas, and just want to give you a shout out, Guy, for coming up with good ideas on this.
Yeah, thanks. The problem is like some of them are maybe too complex to code like properly. So like sorry for that.
Dream big, dream
I
big.
dream too big sometimes. Like some of them I had like a crazy Tomo ability, but then I actually before even showing to you, I just scrapped that note. That's too complicated right now. So Kalsa's gonna go try to do some healing here with the Florence because Florence like she heals after all. And as well adding some damage here with the Burble, with the Killer. But Nico is gonna try to right away steal some of it. My question is, so the Jackal from Nico stole the mana before you could use the ability on Florence. So I assume the Florence was unable to use the ability, right? Because the mana was stole beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, these are
That's
these,
why my health, yeah.
these are the things that will obviously is gonna be like much better later on to show up. But basically, what happened that Nico's Jackal stole the mana that Kalstad needed to use Florence's abilities, which would heal him. That's why he didn't get any extra HP here. But the game actually is quite close again. Kalstad, I think you're in a good position. Just go for the final blow here. Like go for damage. So Kalstad's gonna go right away with 2 damage, and that's like unopposed because Kalstad is the first move in the game. And if this happens, this is game actually. But Nick also has the. You guys are gonna tie again. You guys are gonna tie again. No, you're gonna tie again because he's gonna use the ability on Tomo. Nico's gonna put the ability on Tomo, and Burble gonna be 5. Yeah, you guys gonna tie again. You guys just tie this game again. Come on, no winners today.
Gosh.
You see, he's gonna tie this game again. He's gonna use the ability on
I swear to
Tomo.
God, this is like generally we don't
We don't tie.
we don't tie. It's very unexpected that we both tied again.
Twice.
But
It's gonna be a tie again. Wait.
Oh no.
Wait.
Use my saving throw. That's how you spice things up a little bit.
He's spicing things up instead of tying the game. Oh, MVP Nico here.
He didn't go for it.
But you're gonna lose the game now. No. Nico has the first move now, right? Yeah, true. So yeah, Kalstad has a 1 mana advantage here.
Now.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
That's actually a smart play because now you can definitely win.
Now, you can definitely win Kalstad, I think.
But what happens is like, even when someone dies like mid-resolution, the resolution keeps going to the end, right?
That's what I think.
So like if I kill you, you'll still do your last guy will still kill me and we'll still die on the same turn.
That's what we probably need to add. Like, if someone dies mid-resolution, whoever kills mid-resolution first should win the game. That's what I think.
Should win the game.
So we should have less ties, or probably 0 ties even, because someone's gonna kill each other first at the end of the day. So again, pre-alpha version, guys. Like, this is very basic. Like, for what our ambitions, let's say. And yeah, they tied.
There we go.
And they tied.
I think to your point, I think Nico won that game.
Yeah.
It eventually resolved everything, but Nico did win.
But yeah, basically, we by making the game more complex, we want to kind of, offer more tools like how to play, how to kind of resolve these games. But again, it's a pre-alpha version. We are a very ambitious folks here, and and we want to add a very fun gameplay for everyone to be able to enjoy the game and add some different ways to play the game. So this is literally just the first example that we have here. Can't wait to show more to everyone. But yeah, hope you have fun seeing some gameplay here. This is for the first time we are having a live gameplay section. So two very well matched opponents facing each other here. Probably some of our high elo players facing each other here. End up in 2 ties. There are some questions. We're gonna go right soon to the questions here on the chat. So I hope you have fun. And yeah, we can move to the questions right away then. Let's get sort of a MA section here, and let's kind of move to the questions right away. So I can call some of the questions up and call up Nico. You can free to take them because you're actually the ones playing the game. So
sure.
It's a red stat, the attack. In the icons, on the icons, yes.
On the icons, yes.
Yes. So
and,
yeah.
I'll just say, one thing feedback we got even today was that, to make sure that the UI for the icons is really clear, like what's the attack, what's the defense, what's the mana. So that's something we're, actively working on as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, second question here: do you need mana to activate your skill? Yes, you need 3 mana to activate your skill. Jack with exception costs 1 mana.
We're also same exact thing. We're gonna add more UI that makes it more explicit on how much a skill costs to use and that the skill is being used. We're definitely working on those things.
Yes, and during the swapping of the icon phase, you can only swap 1 icon. Exactly. So it's kind of like the option is to swap 1 icon and 1 icon only. So you need to be very or 0, like between 0 and 1. So you can you avoid So the first phase is very very important because it's the core of your team already, and then you can swap 1 icon only to complement your team composition. So that's what we had in mind here. Yeah, follow-up questions. Maybe I didn't saw you activated skills. Yeah, that's why we still need to add the UI functionalities for that, but it's we're at works. We are working on that. So do battle enchantments work regardless if the icon is using it skilled first?
I have a similar question to the resolution problem, and I think that's right now everything that happens in a turn happens no matter whether you're alive or dead, as long as you're alive for at least the start of the turn.
Yep.
And we're definitely going to look into that. And if the resolution does matter in the turn itself, then the enchantments will follow suit.
Precisely. And will be there an additional UI whenever you hover to icons to show their stats or abilities. I think that's we want to add a lot of UI functionalities here.
We actually have a really cool UI design for when you hover over with the characters' portrait, their name, their stats, their abilities.
We can share throughout the next days, weeks. We can share some sneak previews of that, so you can actually stay in touch of regarding what we are working. And earlier the Jack and Aquila, when you have the initiative with the money to activate. Yeah, exactly. So that's why we make sure that that's very clear for everyone. Yeah, I think that's keep the questions going. I hope you enjoy. One question to you guys, what do you think? What is your kind of first impressions of Icons Clash? It's something that you feel you're gonna have a lot of fun with, that you're gonna be enjoying. There's our questions to you guys, so we know how things are kind of developing, shaping up. But
yeah, we're gonna be inviting a lot more people in for playtests, so keep an eye out for that, and this is gonna change a lot. It's gonna start as we were mentioning, a lot of the UI especially is gonna get a lot better. And we are going to be, trying out different abilities and things. So this will definitely change, and I think we'll get better and better over time. But we're definitely going to, be inviting you all, in smaller play tests. We got a great group today that we learned so much from, and we're going to keep doing that so that we can continue iterating and making this super fun. Because one of our core values, I'm sure Guy always tells you this, is that we want to make fun games. They have to be fun. They have to be enjoyable. They have to be strategic and competitive and all those things.
So before we proceed with the final part, one question to you here: who doesn't have the 10k Florence skin? Who couldn't get the 10k Florence skin for whatever reason? Okay, me. Okay, yeah. Don't please don't send your wallets here. But I gonna DM you. Yeah. Read the Platonius. Yeah, you too. Okay, so what's gonna happen? I'm gonna DM some of you here and asking for your wallet, and we're gonna be adding your wallets, to be able to claim the skin at I don't know, probably a little later, but I think we're gonna be enabling your skins as well. So okay, you're gonna have the chance to earn the 10k Florence skin, as a thank you for participating here. I'm gonna send some DMs here, actually. Wallet, and I gotta send here on Twitch, so I'm gonna send a message called DM your wallet to some of you, and then you can kind of like claim this skin later on. Actually, we're not supposed to. What we didn't plan to kind of like add this kind of like additional kind of like adding the latecomers, let's say. But big shout out to Calstup here for kind of like making that possible. Thanks a lot, Calstup. I know that's a lot of work like sometimes like to get this done, but I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I hope like guys like if you for having this another chance to get this skin, like I need to thank Calstup for doing the work here and making that possible. So okay, I DM like some people here, so
Also,
you're the ones who are gonna get this king later. Congratulations.
also just shout out to our team, Ethan, specifically for designing the skin, and shout out to you, the community, for voting on your favorite. I think it looks so awesome. Like it's, I really love the 10K form skin.
It's a good time to say that I got the 0.0001. I was testing the claim. That's why I was testing the whole claim thing, and to make sure it was working before we release you guys. So I might have mined the very first one of them, but I might. I like the skin too much. I don't want to like part ways from her. I might be, however, willing to kind of like give away my skin to everyone, like the Florence 000, like the very first Florence, and Nico got the 001. So Nico, what about, let's make a deal, let's give away our skins to the community, and then we
Alrighty, guys, I got to get going here.
we can get ourselves like like a lower number later on, like, but we want the community to be able to own the like the great skins, like the first ones. Let's say we're not gonna do this contest right now. We might do like on Discord over the next days, like do something special to everyone. So stay tuned for that. So yes. Any other like AMA questions here? Actually, I adding like the whole like new wallets here to the claim that we're gonna be offering. So any other questions here, like from the community here? Let's see the questions. How big is the team in total? The IoT team, the Theia Studios team. We are 9 full times, right? Yeah, we are 9 people working full time on Theia Studios, and we have like no other support part time teams. But right now we are 9 full time. And also like carrying most of like would you guys believe if I told you like Calsta was the one who did like pretty much like all of like development work on this? Like we don't.
I would, yeah, I don't know if I did all of it, but a lot.
Big part, a huge part of it. So let's say we don't need like to have like 100 developers that don't end up like delivering the product. Here's like the work of a very small team. Grow back the beard. Yes, I will. I will. But yes, you can send your like the ones that I DM, like you can send the wallet to me later on. Like I got 4 or 5 already. So, but yes, like our team is quite. It's like Clark Kent. Holy shit. But yeah, everyone like yes, I think everyone like I need to make a poll on Discord, make like beard or no beard. You guys need to decide it. Like let's be very decentralized here. Like even like by your own like beard, like that decentralized. Let's make the DAO decides like what's like the outcome regarding my beard.
Trust Paris, I'm trusting you to make a fun meme of no beard Gee.
Oh no! Please.
I know you can do it.
Please no, please no. That was a bad choice. I should have like kept the beard. I think like it's too much meme potential here. So
It's a rare skin for Gee.
It's a rare skin. The no beard. Clark Kent Key.
No, yeah, Clark Kent Key.
Clark Kent. So everyone, I think we're gonna slowly like get into the end of the stream. Anyone like any final questions regarding the game? No beard call stuff. Let's go, KG.
Maybe next stream that's what I'll do.
Let's reverse.
I will look.
Okay, and anyone else like any questions about the game? Plans for esports scene? We replied that yes, definitely big plans for that. Big focus of ours. We definitely want to kind of like invest on the esports scene. In the meantime, like any other questions, I think you guys can ask to us on Discord. And yeah, that should be it for this first Icons Clash gameplay stream. We hope you guys everyone enjoyed. Thanks Nico, thanks Costa for joining. And let's keep chatting on Discord, and we're gonna be posting like any new updates, any new UIs, new gameplay, everything's gonna be posted there. So stay tuned. Thank you everyone for joining. And a final note: we're gonna be uploading this VOD on YouTube later on, so you're gonna have the chance to check this again, and you can share it to your friends, to your guilds, to your communities later on, so they also have the chance to check more about Icons Clash. So thank you everyone for joining the stream. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye bye.